Hey everybody, welcome to Falcon One Shot. We are going to be taking a look at Space Rogue here today. If you're not sure what Space Rogue's all about, well obviously if you read the screen it says explore, panic, and fight. That's all you really do. I kid, of course. I mean, you do those things, but it is actually a space simulation strategy type of game, much akin to FTL, and I promised myself I would not make that comparison so early on, but I really can't help it because when you play the game, once we get into the game itself, you will definitely see the inspiration in FTL. Even though it does share that similarity, it kind of does a few things different than FTL does. The UI, the overlay, the style of it itself, at least graphically speaking, it is like a souped up version of FTL. It's really quite pleasing. It's also really aesthetic, and it also has its own little personal charm to it. Not that FTL wasn't its own charming little thing itself, but you know, the graphics were a little bit more basic, although it did work really well for FTL. Space Rogue kind of takes more of a artsy type of look, which works quite well as a matter of fact. The only thing is that even though it shares a lot of similarities with FTL, it's just not as deep as FTL. So that's where it comes into play. And mind you, it's an early access game, which I really should kind of point out. It is an early access game, so it's not a complete game yet, so I don't want to be harsh on it because of that fact, because there's going to be more updates coming along the line to give it more content. Alrighty, so a Nork renegade plans to use an ancient artifact to open a portal into a dimension supposedly inhabited by the Precursors, a mighty and mysterious super species. Who knows what might happen after the portal opens? You must neutralize the artifact. Thankfully, it can be tracked by the special gravitational anomalies it generates. One of them has been detected not far away. So that's a little story that we have going on over here. So, as you can see over here, this is kind of like our overworld map in a sense. Again, similarities are obviously there, just, you know, a little bit different in terms of the art style itself. I will kind of go over this over here soon enough. I mean, you can see your teleporting engines, yes, there's teleporting other ships. Life support, medical stations. I mean, come on, it's hard not to, right? It's just hard not to make the comparison. We're aiming to go over to this hyperspace beacon. So this is what we're looking at right now. If we go to our ship over here, we can take a look at what's happening inside of our ship here. Here's our teleporting device. Here is our engine room. This is shields. We have some life support oxygen. We have medical bay. Medical bay, right? We have the captain's room over here and the weapons. What's really cool about this, at least, is that you don't necessarily have to have people in rooms to kind of give them a boost, at least not to my knowledge. And you could also level up your characters, although it does take a amount of credits to do so. Once they level up, if you want them to actually benefit from that level up, you have to pay them up a little bit. So we'll probably see this as we go along here. But you don't necessarily have to have people in certain rooms to kind of really get the benefit, although the captain, usually when he's in the captain's room, he's over here messing around with that shit. So that's what I think anyway. So you are a fighter. Let me get you into the teleport bay because we might actually use you for some combat. And then these guys over here kind of work like the NGs in a sense, where they're kind of more like fixers and, you know, engineer type of dudes. This guy's more of a fighter, so I'm gonna put him over here in the teleporting bay, and you guys kind of hang out over here and just be my work two guys. Right now we have the missiles and we have the small laser. We also have the focus fire and an emergency repair and the teleport bay. Alrighty, this game doesn't have any fuel, so feel free to jump around, which is kind of ideal because you kind of want to hit up a lot of these nodes, because since there's no fuel limitation to my knowledge, at least it's never been an issue in my off-camera run, and I've been getting pretty far into the game with that one. It benefits you a lot to just jump around, jump up, and get down. So right now we're looking at a meteor storm over here, and we have merit. I'm gonna probably avoid the meteor storm because that kind of works like... Not gonna say it, okay? I'm not gonna say it, but as you can imagine what a meteor storm would do, asteroids flying at your shields, you know, you could paint a picture yourself. You find yourself on the edge of a small asteroid belt. The scanner reports that it formed very recently. It's still unexplored. So right now we can have a little bit of an event here. Stay a while and explore the asteroids, or don't risk it. Let's go ahead and stay a while. Let's explore. It's all about living life on the edge, dog. You spend a reasonable amount of time exploring the belt, but find nothing of interest. So it's all about living life on the edge, but unfortunately sometimes life doesn't really have nothing to offer you. And that was one of those instances right there. So we are going to jump one more time over here. Gonna celebrate. What? Okay, not gonna start singing either. Over here we have a pink nebula. I have never jumped to one of those, so I'm a little bit worried. This over here is going to be a harmful radiation, but we can go all the way around it. Oh, there's a hyperspace beacon here and here. Didn't notice this one. You know what, let's, again, there's no fuel limitations, so we might as well just jump around as much as we can. An automated patrol ship suddenly intercepts you. It looks like its friend or foe identification system has failed. It's preparing to attack. Okay. So this is going to attack us straight up over here. This is going to be our first piece of combat. You notice where that enemy ship placement's at? Yeah. Okay. Again, let's just try to avoid the comparison for now. Let's look at this game for what it is itself, right? Let's just do that. It's a fun game, too. I mean, don't get hung up on the comparisons. So what I could do, though, here's what's really cool. Let's talk about the differences, though. Bam! I can look into their ships straight up. Right? That's cool. I mean, it's there, right? So anyway, I can look into their ship straight up. Here we have one of the fighter dudes. We have like an NG type of... They only have 2 people patrolling their ship, right? Do they have any shields? They definitely do. They have weapons bay, they have captain station, engines, teleportation. So they could teleport over to us and start doing some crazy stuff with that fighter. But what I'm going to do instead is... Let me get on out of here. Alrighty. We're going to start off by sending some missiles over to their shields, bring those down. Obviously, it's like, you know, space fighting strategy game 101. Bring the shields down first, dogs. We're going to do focus fire on the shields over here. And we're going to follow that up with a missile over here. Let's unpause the game here. Missiles have launched. Good. As soon as they hit, I'm going to go ahead and send a laser now because, you know, you want to weaken that a little bit. They hit my captain bay over here. Yo, dog, come over here and give me a hand. And you're just hanging out over here. Come over here with Big Buff Man and help him clear that shit out over here. So right now we've brought their shields down a little bit. As you can see, it's down to yellow. But they're working on refixing them pretty soon. I could put this into auto, which I probably should. Let's go and just do this auto from now on. Just so I could just forget about it completely. Alright, and that one didn't really land. They're actually doing a lot of damage to our hull right now, which I'm not really too happy about. But at least the captain's bay is now up and running. Yo, you wanna like hang out over here for a second? And NG, come over here and work on my shields here for a second. And we are still shooting at their shields, correct? Yep, missiles landed in there. Their shields are down for the most part right now, which is good. Now, small lasers, let's see if we can actually bring their weapons down, because they're doing a little bit of harm to us. You come over here and work on the, you know, life support. We might actually need that to survive, I would imagine. Now, they keep hitting my teleportation. I guess they don't want me to teleport over to them, even though I'm not really going to do that, but one more missile hit should just about do it, I would say, right? Oh, come on. And they're down. Alrighty. The identification systems on automated patrol ships sometimes fail, and it's never fun. So we're going to scan the wreckage over here. We got 32 credits and 22 experience. Continue. Alrighty. Hey, motherfuckers. The fight was over. There's no really need for that. I am displeased over here. Alrighty, so right now we are in a certain nebula planet. I guess it's probably a planet. But there is there's been tritanium detected. Now, this over here is actually used to upgrade your ship. I didn't talk about that because we haven't really got to that point yet. But now that we have some potential tritanium over here, I'm going to talk about the upgrading of your ship. It's not really done through your basic using of money to upgrade at shops. It's done with mining tritanium or acquiring it other different ways. So let's over here mine tritanium. What this is doing right now is sending a drone, in a sense, over to the planet to mine it out. Now, mind you, this has a chance to fail sometimes, too, so keep that in mind. It's not always a 100% chance that it's going to make it to the planet. And then, once you're in the planet, this is what you have to do. You have 4 chances to actually mine out some stuff over here to get some tritanium. Again, this is not a 100% chance activity as well. There's chances to fail completely. There's chances to take damage to your hull. There's damage to find other items in the process, so not all of them are negative, but some of them could be positive. So we're going to mine over here. The green ones obviously have a better chance to, you know, bring in positive results too. Not always the best results, but they have better chance of positive results here. So we're going to play with this one over here, and we got useless rocks. Again, not always a good thing. We got 1 tritanium, good. I found a treasure with 5 credits in it. Remember, it cost me 20 to actually make this expedition happen, so we already got 5 back, so essentially we've thrown 15 credits at this excursion over here. And let's mine over here with the last one, and we got unstable tritanium. So all we came up with here was 5 credits and 1 regular tritanium, so this was actually pretty shitty. 1 tritanium, 5 credits, yeah, that was actually pretty bad. But let's show off some of the upgrading over here, assuming we have enough tritanium to make this happen. Let's go to the ship. And this is a crew over here. Once they level up, by the way, you get leveling just by, you know, completing fights and things of that nature. Let's go to the systems over here, and this will tell you what the levels of your systems are right now. I think it's kind of good to start off with increasing either the hull, the health of your ship overall, or maybe even shields or weapons too, right? But let me go with the ship over here. Oh, it costs 5, so we can't really upgrade it right now, huh? That's unfortunate. Alrighty, so once we get a little bit more tritanium, we'll try to upgrade that one. And I think for the most part, we kind of just about cover most of the important things of the game here. So, let's actually continue a bit further here and show off a bit more of the game. Let's, I guess we'll jump down over here to Eshar, see what's going on over here. A ship with a robot crew approaches you. It broadcasts this message on a poor signal. Meatbags killed today 0. Error, error. Correction, the robot aims their weapons at your ship. So these are going to be robotic type of dudes, right? Let's come over here and zoom in. Alrighty, so this right here would be a good example of probably something you don't want to jump into with your fighters, because you can see they have no life support bay because they're robots. They don't necessarily need any help or any life support going through their ship over here. They have a shield though, and they have weapons, so we'll probably go to their shields number 1. So let's do the focus fire to the shields, and let's send our very first missile over there. And they actually hit us with focus fire. Oh, so they used focus fire, which is the same thing we used on them right now, our skill over here. So they'll be doing a little bit more extra damage right there with their shots. Alright, so shields are kind of down. We're also going to send our lasers now, and those are going to be on automatic now, so we should be good to go here. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about is there any variation to your ship? Not right now. There is only one ship, and it's the one you're looking at that I'm using right now. That's going to be, at least according to the developers, it's going to be added down in the future. More updates are going to add more ships that you can kind of use. But for the most part, this is the only ship you can use at the moment. Crew members, as you can see, I've only messed around with the guys that I have right now. Let's actually salvage the wreckage here really quickly. 26 credits, 24 experience, pretty good. I've messed around with these guys before. There is also another warrior class that looks a lot different than this guy. So there's a lot of different races you can mess around with, and they all have different specialties they actually focus on. I have not acquired a robotic type of crew member just yet, so I can't really say if that's in the game or not, or if that's a feature that you could actually acquire. So there's a lot of different species you could use right now, but in terms of the spaceship variation, it is kind of limited to only the main one that we're using right now, and I'm pretty sure down the line they talked about adding more to actually make it more, flourish it out a bit more, kind of make it like FTL, where there's a bunch of different ships that you could use, and that's what kind of makes FTL fun, where you could kind of pick different ships and have different type of loadouts to see what kind of works out better for you. You encounter a ship of robots. It's lazily scanning a debris field surrounding it, apparently the result of its latest victim. When it notices you, the robots send a hail. Most convenient, you too will be reprocessed. These robots are kind of dicks, aren't they? They have like a really big issue against us fleshy beings. So we have 1, 2, 3 dudes over here. Obviously don't have a life support, no surprise there. We're gonna go ahead and use focus fire under shields one more time. We'll also drop a missile in there. After our missile shoots, oh come on, they breached my teleportation. Hey, come over here and give me a hand, dog. And now let's send this over here. We might want to get homeboy out of here. No, you know what, homeboy? You stay there, as a matter of fact. You come over here to life support really quickly and fix this up. Captain, you work in the captains, and we're over here losing health on these guys because of the breach, obviously. And Big Dude isn't really necessarily one of the best workers out there. I could have done the emergency repair on this to clear up that breach, but you know, we'll get to it. I hope. Or are we just getting jacked up now, aren't we? You got that life support running, buddy? Come on. Come on, man. What am I paying you for here? Are we doing anything over here? We're still working on shields, but Jesus Christ, we're doing a pretty bad job at it. This is looking pretty bad for you over here. You might want to consider a little swift retreat, I would say, right? Yeah. You want to come down over here and work on that shit instead? You could. You could come over here. And you could come over here. You could also dance if you want to. You could leave your... Actually, don't leave your friend behind. Take him with you. No. You, friend, are fine. You, other friend, need to come up here, is what I'm saying. Okay, how are we doing here? They're doing pretty good job on us over here. Captain, come over here and work on the weapons if you don't mind. Alright, we still doing... Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, we got the shields down for the most part, but not really quite. Emergency repair. Alrighty. How are you guys doing with the HP here? How are you doing with the HP? You're not doing too good, are you? No. We're just getting jacked up right now. That's what's happening. Is this breach ever gonna be fixed? I don't think it is. I just don't see it happening. It's like, what, the third fight I'm already getting destroyed? Seems to be that way. Focus fire. We need to bring their weapons down, don't we? Oh, here's the problem. They have 2 assault cannons, so they're basically bypassing our shields completely every single time. Yeah, that would explain things a lot. That would definitely explain a lot of things right there. Captain, you done with the weapons? Great. You come over here. Yo, dog, come over here on this side. Emergency repair ready to go? Do me a solid. Can you, like, get this breach out of here already? Like, fuck this breach forever, right? Come over here. Okay. Better be focusing on those weapons here, too, man. Ugh. Yeah, go after the life support or the healing. I don't really care too much about that right now. Did I switch over the missiles over to the, I didn't, to the weapons. That was my bad. Okay, Captain, over here I would say, another breach! You guys just love these breaches, don't you? Fuck. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad here. I'm gonna probably... Oh, we actually killed him, but... That cost a lot. Check the patrol ship wreckage. 34 credits, 22 experience. Ooh-wee. We got a level up, though. And another level up. Everybody's ready for a level, I would say, right? Yeah, probably. Hey, you might want to get out of there. You might just die. Asphyxiate there. Alright. You're not even ready to go, are you? Alright, you guys fix stuff around here for a second. You might want to come to this medical bay, have a little bit of good time here. Come here. Then how are you doing here? Fixing that shit up still? Alrighty. Let's see if you can get this hole over here repaired. It doesn't seem like you are. Oh boy. I don't like that one bit. Emergency repair, give me a hand here. Those breaches are terrible. I've never really dealt with breaches in my other runs so far, so this is like the first time. It really does quite a number on your ship. Oh my lord. This is a really terrible run. Let me really quickly show off the, well, let me mine one more time. I'm hoping to get something from the mining expedition, and then at the same time, I could probably show off some of the leveling over here. So we have, again, 4 different chances, small size to difficulty. Let's go over here. 6 credits. Another titanium. Useless rocks, and unstable titanium. Okay, so we have 5, which is enough now for a level up at the very least. Oxygen is being cleared up now that the breach is over here under control. Great. Captain. Get over here, Captain. You could probably come over here, NG. I think our weapons debate needs a little bit of help here. You need some help. Get over there. Alright, so let's really quickly show off some of the upgradings here. So, systems, we have 5 titanium, which is enough for 1 level. And this would be pretty basic. Just go to the ship hole, upgrade it. It's going to pretty much bring this up from 120 up to something else right now. So, 60 health up to 180 then, right? And it also kind of heals you in the process. So, if you're kind of a little bit low on health, this is a great way to actually heal up on the fly before you get to a space station and be able to heal by, you know, paying credits and whatnot. So, it's a really good thing as an emergency thing. That was a tough fight. Definitely was. Again, RNG based. Sometimes you have a good roll, sometimes you won't. But that's basically Space Rogue in a nutshell. You know, if you're interested in it, give it a shot. Otherwise, you know, you might just want to wait for a few updates to see where the game goes for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like to support. Does mean a lot. I will catch you next time.